rise if able, remove your caps and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Now at this time, let's meet. And rounding out the starters for Williams, a 6'8" junior born out of Tufts, Massachusetts, number 12, Brandon Ruffley. These are assisted by Tom Kern and Giovanni Myers, and the head coach of his 9 years, Kevin Mack. And now the starters for your Tufts University Jumbos. A 6'4" sophomore guard, Dallas, Texas, number 2, James. A 6'3" senior guard out of Franklin, Massachusetts, number 3, Jake Turley. A 6'6" sophomore forward out of Fairhaven, New Jersey, number 20, Scott JumboCast. A 6'6" senior guard out of Newburyport, Massachusetts, number 22, Casey McLaren. And rounding out the starters, a 6'11" sophomore center out of Miami, Florida, number 24, Josh Bernstein. Your Jumbos are presented by Jimbo Holmes and Chris Lyon, head coach in his 3rd year at Tufts is Brandon Clinton. Perfect. Here's just a reminder that the NCAA and NSCAC promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, short, sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives.
And welcome to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for tonight's men's basketball matchup between the Ephs of Williams College and the Jumbos of Tufts University. Both teams sport gaudy records, with the Ephs at 15-4 and the Jumbos at 14-4. I'm joined by Max Druckman and Molly Sullivan for some Friday night basketball here on JumboCast. And the opening tip will be won by Bernstein, taken by Jamesi, and Maracas will bring it up the court for the Jumbos.
Starting for the Ephs tonight is Noah Dinkins, Cole Prowett-Smith, Nate Karen, Alex Lee, and Brandon Ruffley.
And for the Jumbos.
And the 3 ball from...
That was Bernstein, Jamesi, Detterly, Maracas, and McLaren for the Jumbos.
Now for the Ephs, Dinkley. Off to Ruffley. Over to Karen. Karen's 3 ball is good for the first points of the game. you hear us? Can you hear us? Oh. Our apologies for those technical difficulties. As play will be stopped for an equipment issue. Jamesi. Maracas now with it. The corner into Bernstein. Bernstein working on Karen. Shot won't go, but Jamesi's rebound also won't go, as the Eves will control with Prowett-Smith. That'll be off the foot of Prowett-Smith and the Jumbos will take possession. Down low to Jamesi. Jamesi double team, kicks it out to McLaren. Ball will be turned over. As Noah Dinkins steps out of bounds, turning the ball over back to the Jumbos. Deturley driving on Prowett-Smith, tie up. And the jump ball will be called in favor of the Eves.
It looks like the Jumbos are going to put on a press here, try to get the Eves to not run in transition.
And the 3 ball will be taken by Noah Dinkins and hits. Quick 8-0 lead for the Eves tonight.
Nice communication there. Dinkins was left wide open on the wing. That cannot happen again for the Jumbos.
And the contested layup by James Maracas is good for the first points of the night for the Jumbos. Alex Lee bringing up the court. We'll pass it over to Ruffley. Dinkins directing some traffic. Up top. Handoff, a little floater from Alex Lee is good.
Good move there from Lee. Dinkins looks very comfortable. This is only his 4th start of the year, but he was directing traffic, leading to a bucket for the Eves.
Jamesi now gets his loose ball back. And the little floater just a bit short. Prowett-Smith with the uncontested drive to the hoop with a quick 2.
And the Eves really need Prowett-Smith to lay up tonight. He's been a little hot and cold this season, scoring 17 points against Middlebury 2 games ago, but 0 in their last game. So the Eves want him to score some points tonight.
And we apologize for the technical difficulties earlier. I haven't had the chance to properly introduce us yet. My name is Justin Loker. I'm joined tonight by my fellow commentators, Molly Sullivan and Max Druckman.
Good to be here tonight, Justin. This should be a great matchup. 2 of the best teams in the NESCAC thus far this season.
We have 4 other games in the NESCAC this evening going on. So we'll keep you updated on the scores of those during our breaks, but it should be an exciting night in NESCAC men's basketball play.
Cooley gives it off. And the floater from Karen is good.
Good move there by Karen on Bernstein. Those 2 should be a fun matchup to watch tonight down in the paint.
As Kai Champion will take it from just inside the line and hit it.
Champion, the ultimate sixth man, coming on, not starting many games, but coming on every game, scoring points for the Bows. Excited to see what he does tonight.
Roughly driving on Jamesi, will turn through some contact. Layup rolls in and out as Champion will look to push the play up the floor. Will drive to the hoop, double team, but the block by Cooley, what a block. And now he'll push up. The three ball just a bit short there from Karen, and Maracas will drive the play.
Both these teams shooting around 30% from the three, so.
Williams does attempt a lot more than the Jumbos.
Yeah.
In that regard, though.
Screen now from Bernstein. Will be kicked out to Jamesi, who will find Champion. Champion's three ball looks good, is good.
Once again, Kai Champion, the hot hand, second leading scores and the third most minutes on the team, despite having not started a game so far this year, which is quite impressive.
And he was the last player on the court before the game started shooting threes, so not surprised to see him make his first one.
Definitely translated there.
Bernstein will, or he's not Bernstein. Maracas will get the loose ball, as Bernstein does lose it, but is fouled there. That'll be the first team foul on the East, charge to Nate Karen. As well as a host of substitutions.
Eves as a team shooting over 80% from the free throw line. So the Jumbos are going to want to limit their opportunities to get to the foul shot.
As Bobby Stewart will replace Josh Bernstein, and I will get you the Williams substitutions as soon as I have the chance. Jamesi takes it. Out to Maracas. Maracas' three ball, a bit too strong. Jamesi rebound through contact. Stay with the Jumbos. On the floor now for the East are Hudson Hansen, Alex Stoddard, Sammy Cooley, Cole Prowett-Smith, and Brandon Arnold. Jamesi with 8 to shoot, finds Maracas. Maracas turns around, stays with it. Little floater is good. And once down 14-2, now only a 5-point deficit for the Jumbos. Arnold. The three from Prowett-Smith. Bit off. Rebound, Stewart. The drive from Maracas finds Stewart through some contact. How is that not a foul? Hansen the other way. The three ball from Stoddard is good.
Stoddard had 17 points last time out for the Eves. Definitely another depth scorer that they're going to want to feed, especially as we get into the middle and end of the game here.
Stewart now looking for an open man. Looks like it was deflected, so it'll be retrieved by John Medley with 8 to shoot. Medley will pull back through some contact, three ball bit short. And the fast break opportunity for Prowett-Smith. Layup no good with the foul called on John Medley.
Personal foul charge number 11, John Medley. That's John's first team second. Heading to the line for the East is number 23, Alex Stoddard, 2 shots.
My apologies. Alex Stoddard was on the fast break and got fouled and 2 shots.
And as Max mentioned before, Williams shoots above 80% from the free throw line, so surprising miss there, but
Both free throws rimming out as Medley will take the rebound. Champion now from 3 on the moving shot as Riley will fight for the rebound. Get it to Jamesi, saving that possession. Jamesi's 3 ball, can't get it to go.
A great hustle play from Dylan Riley there. Got boxed out pretty well, but hustled to get the ball before it went out of bounds. Gave his team a second chance shot.
Dylan Riley fakes, sends it around. Stewart now down low, double teamed, finds Riley, thought about the 3. Champion with 12 to shoot. The floater from Champion bounces around, won't go. Prowett-Smith will push the pace for the Eafs.
Two out of 3 healthy first years for Tufts on the floor right now in Dylan Riley and John Medley.
It's the foul called against Champion. We the 3rd foul against the Jumbos this half.
As you mentioned, Molly, 2 first years on the floor for the Jumbos there. They lost 3 valuable scorers last year, so it's no surprise to see an infusion of youth. Medley is one in specific to highlight. He's shooting over 43% from 3 despite limited opportunities, so he should be one to watch to put the ball in the net tonight.
As Lee will drive, kick it out to Dinkins, and the left-handed layup from Roughly no good. 2 to shoot for Prowett-Smith, can't get it to go. Medley with it now. The 3 ball from Dylan Riley can't go.
And as we see from the stats, lots of 3s going to be put up tonight. And maybe not a lot of them being made, but we'll see.
That mid-range floater from Lee is good. And the timeout will be called by Brandon Linton as the Jumbos currently facing a 19-9 deficit.
No shortage of opportunities for the Jumbos. They've taken a lot of shots, but they haven't been converting, especially from behind the 3-point arc. Another thing to watch is the rebounds. Jamesi is 3rd in the NESCAC in rebounding, and Josh Bernstein is 6th in NESCAC in rebounding. So if they want to create second chance opportunities and get back in this game, they really have to focus on picking up some boards.
As you said, no shortage of opportunities for the Bows tonight. The Eafs with 53.3 field goal percentage right now, and the Bows are just 22.2. So although it's very early in the game, we'll see if they can turn that around, get a higher field goal percentage.
As this timeout continues, we will take a short break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium as we're coming out of this timeout. Champion will bring up the floor. Bernstein back on the floor now for the Jumbos, replacing Stewart. Riley gets down low to him, working on Karen. Bernstein's drive, layup is good as he was stumbling there a bit, but the bucket still counts.
Nice drive there by Bernstein, backing down Karen. Those battles of those 2 bigs going to be key to whoever wants to win tonight's game.
And the usual question there is, what can you do when someone like Bernstein's 6'11", but Karen 6'9", almost matching it. a good battle, Smack said.
Rowett Smith working on Medley. Medley kicks it out to Ruffley. Ruffley's three, not quite good, but the putback from Dinkins is.
Dinkins just scaled Bernstein there. As you said, Molly, it's hard to beat, but the verticality there beat the 6'11" center for the Jumbos.
Medley kicking out to Champion. Champion's little Euro step gets it to go.
And Champion with athleticism down low despite facing bigs and leading his team in points already tonight with 7.
And the wide open three for Nate Karen is good.
Nate Karen, you think 6'9", he can't really shoot, but that's not the case. He's the leading three-point percentage among Williams starters, almost 35% from behind the arc.
It's Turley directing some traffic. Bernstein. Turley finds Bernstein. Cutting middle, the 3 ball. Can't go. And now the wide open 3 on the other end from Prowett Smith is good.
And that's the East's second wide open 3, and that's definitely not what you want to see when you're the Bows. You got to get back in transition. You got to have those marks covered. You can't leave someone open who's going to make it from the 3.
Medley now defended by Lee. Bernstein, top of the paint. Will drive low on Karen. Looking for some space. Had the layup, just didn't get it to go. Now Karen, top of the arc. As that ill-fated pass is taken by Medley. Medley that's a foul right there, as he got whacked as he was going up for the layup, and he will go to the line for 2 shots.
Medley with some outstanding defense there. He's tracking Lee, then switches onto Karen when the ball is moved, able to pounce on the errant pass. We'll see what he could do from the line here to get the Jumbos back in this one.
Jumbos had been able to cut it down to a 5-point deficit, but that has since ballooned back up to 14. And it may be the first half, but when you're down by 14 points, you can't be missing free throws like that. So McLaren will re-enter the game, along with Maracas for the Jumbos.
I thought Maracas looked fearless driving in when he was on the court earlier, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do here.
Well, back and forth between Lee and Prowett Smith as we get it over the half-court line. Alex Lee, top of the arc. Still going back and forth between those two as they get it now to Karen. As Karen takes some steps with a rejection by Bernstein, and the Jumbos will take possession as a little reach and foul there from Ruffley. But what a block by Josh Bernstein on that layup attempt.
It looks like Williams is running a 3-guard offensive formation with Karen and their other big on the free throw line, the elbows, which worked, but then obviously Bernstein in the paint, not going to get many shots by him. So they might need to be more creative and take more shots in the mid-range area.
Maracas driving on Lee. Try it again. Look for some space. Can't find it. We'll look for Champion now. Potentially had the open Casey McLaren. Now with 10 to shoot, got to do something. Finds Jamesi. Jamesi, well, good patience there as he's able to hit the reverse layup.
Like you said, Justin, good patience. Both teams running down the shot clock here. Gymnesi, though, made up for it with a great move to get up and under and lay it in.
Lee now being defended by Maracas. Finds Arnold. who finds Prowett Smith. Working on Bernstein. Bernstein got a hand up. May have probably affected the shot as Maracas takes possession. Look to push the pace. Driving on the Eafs. But the Jumbos can't get a shot away as now the Eafs will look to push the pace.
I'm surprised Lee didn't get the call there. Feet were planted, but
Cooley's floater, no good.
Foul.
Maracas now, the Euro step, not good on that shot attempt, as a timeout will be called by Kevin App, head coach tonight, the head coach of the Williams Eafs.
And no surprise, a timeout there. There's a couple plays in transition where both Bows and the Eafs were sloppy, pushing it up the court but not finishing their layups, not taking smart shots. So Kevin App just telling his team probably slow the game down, pull the ball out, let's get it inside, let's kick it back out. We had 2 open threes earlier. Let's see if we can get the guys outside the ball again and keep shooting.
Like you said, Molly, I think when you're up by 11, you might be a little surprised that the coach calls a timeout. But a few of those plays last plays there in transition were a little rushed. I think the Jumbos are setting up what looks like a 3-2 zone. They're kind of clogging up those open threes that were available previously for the Eafs. And that's why the shot clock's winding down so much. They're thinking, they're overthinking, and in the end, they take bad shots. So I think Coach Apt is trying to get his squad to take some better shots as they inbounds here.
Down low to Arnold from Prowett Smith, and they'll find Cooley. The corner 3 from Stoddard, no good. Rebound collected by Maracas. Maracas will look for some fast transition offense. No goaltend called as McLaren got impacted by the thigh of the Eafs defender. Foul will be called, the 4th
Williams foul charge number 5, Brandon
on
Arnold.
Williams.
His first, team's 4th.
And some disgruntled Tufts supporters below us in the stands contesting that should have been called a goaltend.
As we mentioned, the zone defense really working for the Jumbos. The only concern is the shot clock is their friend, but not the game clock. So as the first half winds down here, they want the ball back in their hands with the opportunity to score. So as much as they can prevent Williams, they really need to start scoring for themselves.
Sidney Wooten out into the game will find Bobby Stewart. As that will be called a kickball on Prowett Smith. Maracas steps out of bounds there on the pass from Stewart, and yet another turnover for the Jumbos.
I don't know if that foul was intentional from Prowett Smith, but it definitely threw the Jumbos off. They had to call another play. It led to them being disoriented, and Maracas stepped out of bounds there. Another turnover for the Jumbos, who have to clean up a sloppy start.
Now the Jumbos make some more substitutions.
Williams, no problem breaking that press. Not very heavy pressure from Tufts.
It's Cooley. We'll find Karen. Cooley drives baseline. Finds Prowett Smith. The 3 ball from Stoddard. No good. But the rebound fought for and eventually won by Champion. Champion finding Jamesi, defended by Hansen. Jamesi looking for some space. The pass is bombed into the air, as collected back by the Jumbos as Prowett Smith was just trying to keep the ball in bounds. McLaren gets it back. The 3 ball from McLaren is good. Lead down to 8 now.
That looked like a spike ball pass from the Eafs, which didn't really work out as they gave it right back to the Jumbos, who converted on McLaren's 3.
Cooley down to Karen, and the reverse layup attempt from Hudson Hansen, no good. as Jamesi will drive down in the paint, and the reach-in foul will be called, much to the dismay of Prowett Smith. Foul going on Hansen. That'll be the 5th.
Karen tried to be like Scott Gymnesi there with the up and under layup. Not a high percentage shot, not everybody convert, as the Eves found out.
And Hudson Hansen there with the drive, no good. Had his career high last game with 19 points. Doesn't have any this game, but looking forward to seeing what he does the rest of the season after that peak.
Jumbo's on a bit of a run now as they're able to cut the lead down to 5 on Champions 3 ball. The Eves will look to put some points back. The passing continues.
And the Eves haven't scored in 5 minutes, so it's necessary that they put one in soon.
Look to change that with Alex Lee, but Josh Bernstein wasn't having that as that ball was sent out of bounds with authority. 5 to shoot now for the Eves. They'll have to move quickly. The long 2 from Stoddard, no good, as the Jumbos will look to make this a 1-possession game as we approach 2.5 in the first half of action tonight. Medley trips and falls, but able to get the ball legally over to Scott Gymnesi. Champion will back it up on Alex Lee. Down low to Bernstein, working on Karen. Bernstein, little layup is good. And just like that, the lead that was once 14, now cut to 3.
Bo's now on an 11-point run, 11-0 run.
As that block from Gymnesi will result in a jumbo possession. Nothing going right at the moment for the Eves. Everything going right for the Jumbos.
And Bernstein and Gymnesi down low, blocking everything that's coming in their view.
As a timeout will be called, as the Eves will look to regain their composure. As Coach Linton for the Jumbos did call that timeout. As we will go take a short break here on JumboCast. We'll be back in 30 seconds. And welcome back to Cousins as the Jumbos have cut this lead down to 3 points and will look to potentially tie it up with a 3-ball or cut it to 1, as the Jumbos have just been a lot more disciplined with the ball, a lot tighter on defense, and it has paid off for them late in this first half. As McLaren, now top of the arc, will find Champion. Champion, sidestep, 3, front rims out.
I think discipline is a good word to use there. Even though Champion missed that 3, Jumbos are making short, calculated passes that are leading to good shot opportunities in the offensive zone.
Medley tried to save that ball, couldn't quite do it.
And the Eves need a basket soon. They have not scored since the 8-minute mark. This is important that they score on this possession or the next. They need to go in the locker room with a bucket.
Prowett Smith now. Karen in the middle finds Stoddard. Karen now down low. And the bucket is good, as you mentioned, for Brandon Ruffley.
The Eves breaking their 6-minute no scoring streak there.
Bernstein working on Karen again. And the layup from Bernstein is good with some confidence off the glass.
Bernstein cannot be stopped right now when he's charging downhill in the paint. Definitely winning that battle with Karen.
And it looks like Karen was calling for some kind of foul or something, but unlikely that you're going to get that when Bernstein just has good post moves.
As Prowett Smith working on the corner, and the 3 ball from Lee, no good. As Medley will collect, find Shemessi. Looking to Coach Linton for a play, perhaps. I would imagine will go for a 2-for-1 opportunity. They got to go quickly though if they want that, and the opportunity is gone. As Bernstein will get the loose ball and the bucket, cutting the lead down to 1.
And there's really not much you can do against someone who's 6'11", but you do have to figure out how to handle that. You can't let him lay up tonight.
Lee now with 6 to shoot. The 3 ball from Karen, no good. The Jumbos with 1 to shoot. Last second shot, can't get it to go, as that'll be it for the first half. Jumbos going into the locker room, down 1. It's the Eves looking to cling on to their lead. Your thoughts?
Quite remarkable comeback there from the Jumbos. They were down double digits, managed to pull it into 1. I think, as we said, on the defensive end, the Jumbos are holding sound. They're playing that zone. The Eves look confused when they come up the court right now. They're not setting screens for each other. They're putting up low percentage shots. They look like they're waiting for somebody else to make a move, which is just not conducive to scoring, and that's why they've kind of slowed down as the half ended.
And the Eves, as we talked about earlier, attempting a lot of three-pointers and not making a lot of them. They have to find other ways to score. They did have 2 wide open threes earlier in the evening, but does not look like that's going to be open anymore with the Jumbo zone. The Jumbo's zone press, zone defense, so they need to find other ways to score and try to pull Bernstein out in the zone and get it inside, get layups, get mid-range jumpers.
And we will take a break for halftime. Stay with us here on JumboCast. We'll be back in around 14 minutes for more action from Cousins Gymnasium. And welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium as we are getting set for the second half of tonight's game between the East of Williams College and the Jumbos of Tufts University. I'm joined on the mic for a little bit by Zachary Miller.
How's it going?
Good to have you on tonight. What have your thoughts been on this first half, and what do these teams need to do to win going forward in the second half?
Well, I was on the camera for the first half, was able to see most of the game. I honestly don't think that Tufts had that starting vision, going down basically 14, 15 points, and basically struggling to get the ball in the basket, which is something that we really haven't seen this year with this team. And they were able to salvage it, and they're only down 1 going into the second half, which is way, way better. But I, right now, only have very positive things to say about this Williams team. Cole Prowett-Smith has been all over the court, and Nate Caron's been really, really efficient tonight. But Tufts has started to get that momentum back that they needed to have in the first half, and hopefully they can continue that in the second half.
We'll see what both of these teams can do as the Jumbos will roll out their original starting lineup of McLaren, DeTurley, Bernstein, Jamesi, and Maracas, as the East will return to their starting lineup as well of Dinkins, Prowett-Smith, Caron, Lee, and Ruffley, as the 3-ball from Jamesi is good as the Jumbos take their first lead since very early in this game, if for the first time this night, tonight.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier about Jamesi being that motor for this team, and sometimes we struggle to see the fuel get into this team, and just working around Jamesi is going to get this offense success, and we're already seeing that right out of the gate in the second half.
Jamesi not thrilled to be called for his first foul as he got caught for blocking, as the East will inbound under the basket. As the 3-ball from Lee, nothing but air, and the rebound by Dinkins will hit to Prowett-Smith. Prowett-Smith hits the 3 of his own, giving the East back the lead.
When I was doing my prep this afternoon, the one thing I highlighted on Prowett-Smith was well-rounded player. He's able to score, he's able to shoot, he's able to basically do everything you want out of a basketball player, and we're seeing that right now.
Williams will get possession on the out of bounds. And find Lee. The East utilizing a 2-man game, getting the ball up the court for much of this matchup so far. As Dinkins now will drive baseline, and that will be deflected out of bounds by McLaren. Possession stays with the East. East looking for someone to inbound. They will settle upon Alex Lee. Caron finds Prowett-Smith. And Ruffley, layup no good. As Jamesi nearly puts it into his own basket, and Ruffley able to put it into the proper one.
Tip ball there was something the Jumbos didn't need there. They needed to get that board and get as much possession as possible here. They've already been struggling offensively. They don't need to have any more of that.
Maracas will take it back outside. Find McLaren. Jamesi with 7 to shoot. McLaren's floater is good. Caron now on the 2-man game from Prowett-Smith. McLaren fighting through some contact from Caron and is able to take that pass away. The Jumbos look to take the lead.
McLaren averaging about a steal a game. That's a really good turnover to force.
Maracas loses out of bounds. Excuse me. Bernstein loses out of bounds. Prowett-Smith, who I'm pretty sure has played every minute of this game so far for the East.
Yeah, he hasn't gone to this bench at all. He's so important for this Williams team that they just got to keep him in. He's on a roll right now. Can't take him out while he's hot.
He's roughly driving on Jamesi, looking for an open space to shoot. Eventually gets it over Jamesi and into the basket for 2.
Going back to that, though, at some point you got to let him rest, right? So we'll have to see if they eventually get a guy in there for Proat Smith.
I mean, I've called games where one or more teams have been forced to leave a player in for all 40 minutes, whether that be whether they're hot, whether other players are in foul trouble, or if they're just the right move at the time, as the turnover will be collected by Maracas through some contact, gets the layup to go.
Yeah, being one of the primary ball handlers for Tufts, he's able to just drive in always and get those points in the paint. He's one of those key players for Tufts, and not surprised that he was able to lay that one down.
Karen now finding Dinkins, as Dinkins loses it out of bounds.
Jacob Bernstein with probably his second or third block of the night. Josh Bernstein, I apologize about that. Probably his second or third block of the night. If they can get more of that in the paint, they'll be pretty set defensively tonight.
The Jumbos will bring in Kai Champion for Turley, and Champion will bring it up the floor. Maracas now. Defended by Karen. Champion gets down low to Jamesi. Jamesi driving on roughly. The one-handed hook. No good. As Prowett Smith finds the rebound. Karen now. Down low, finds the open man, but that is again rejected by Bernstein. Prowett Smith's 3-ball no good, as Roughly gets the loose ball. Lee now, the East maintaining possession off of that sequence, and that time Bernstein will get called for the foul as he was attempting his, I believe, his 4th block of the game, but instead it'll be his.
Yeah, we were just talking about Josh Bernstein and how he's such a prolific blocker in the paint. There he just got a little bit too much contact, and he'll send Brandon Roughly to the line.
That'll be the 2nd foul charged against Josh Bernstein.
Roughly's a good free throw shooter. He's about 83% from the free throw line, 40 for 48. We'll see if he can add to that total now.
First one is good, as both teams make some substitutions. As Medley and Stewart will come into the game for the Jumbos. And Arnold, as well as Cooley, will come into the game for the Eafs. As well as Hudson Hansen.
Notice Brandon Arnold as well. I had him circled on my prep as well. He seems to be a very good rebounder off the bench. Not a starter, but he does record those boards very frequently. They're probably going to have him in this game to try to guard that paint and try to get some key turnovers here for Williams.
Champion now will take the mid-range and hit it.
Kai Champion's so good. He's one of those players that's been on a tear lately. He's been averaging about 15 points a game for the past 8 or 10 games. So good off the bench.
As Hansen will drive down in the paint, working on Jamesi. Finds Cooley. Nothing open. Prowett Smith will do something with 4 to shoot. No choice but to drive baseline. Loses the ball, wanted the foul, no call as Champion looks to push the pace with some transition offense. Now we'll bring it back. Champion all over the floor right now. As the mid-range jumper can't get that one to go. As Cooley will work on Champion. Pass nearly intercepted by Medley. Prowett Smith will work to look to get some offense going. Finds Arnold. Arnold thought about the three perhaps, won't take it as Dinkins finds Arnold down low. The left-handed floater shot, not good, as Champion will bring it up the floor, looking to take the lead once again for the Jumbos. Gets it back from Stewart. Stewart now looking for a man, drives low. McLaren gets the screen from Stewart. Champion with 9 to shoot. It's Medley now. Hop, skip, and a jump, finds McLaren. McLaren's three ball in and out, but the rebound taken by Tufts as Kai Champion's wide open three. Swish as the Jumbos take the lead, and Cousins Gymnasium erupts as Coach App takes a timeout for the Eafs as momentum seemingly swinging with that 1-3 off of the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Kai Champion just made this entire crowd stand up and jump. He's just been so good. I'm just going to keep going back to that. He's one of the most impressive shooters on this team. He's able to create chances, get those opportunities, and usually, most of the time, he's able to absolutely bank one in. He's usually averaging about 35%, 40% from three, and that's just been going up and up over his past few games. He's such an incredible shooter.
Absolutely.
Now, on the other hand, Tufts with that is retaking a 2-point lead. Williams now, I imagine Coach Kevin App is just telling them, hey, got to lock in on defense, got to start getting the perimeter, maybe start marking Kai Champion a little more, start pressing like we were in that first half and trying to force those turnovers.
This Champion will look to make life difficult on Cooley and Lee. As it seems now for the first time this game, Prowett Smith has taken a seat on the bench. As Cooley and Lee now with the taking the guard positions. Hansen driving on Jamesi. Jamesi with good positioning, but the layup is good from Hansen.
Hansen doesn't get that much playing time off the bench, but he does have that shooting talent and can make an impact for this team. I think he came in for Prowett Smith, and hopefully he can try to get some points back on the board for Williams while Prowett Smith gets some much-needed rest.
Karen now being defended by Stewart. Little two-man game going. Now they'll switch the floor. And the floater from Alex Stoddard is good, and the foul called as the Eafs retake the lead. And they'll go to the line looking to expand on it.
Yeah, Alex Stoddard was just on a heater the other day versus Cobleskill. He looks to continue that momentum tonight as he's so far been doing. He had a season-high 20 points against Cobleskill last weekend, and he just got two there, and he's going to the line to get the and one.
And he converts. 3-point lead now. As this second half has been the definition of back and forth. Dylan Riley will find Jamesi down low. Jamesi getting double teamed through some contact, finds Champion. Champion triple teamed almost as Medley backs up, loses the ball, but Riley fights for it, and that surely will be a tie-up as that will go in favor of the Eafs.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier where we were probably like, Kevin App's probably telling them, you've got to start locking down Kai Champion. We just saw that there. He was basically getting triple teamed right in the center. He couldn't get that ball to him. That caused that turnover, and now the jump ball.
As Champion will go to institute a little bit of a full court press as it works, and Champion takes the inbounds pass, finds Riley. Riley's three is good.
That is the perfect play off of that jump ball. You could have not executed that any better, forcing the turnover, then getting three on the board to tie it up.
As Riley hits the deck, and the layup from Ruffley is good. As Turley finds Medley, finds Bernstein down low. Champions 3 ball. Can't get that to go as Cooley will bring up the floor. Karen now being defended by Bernstein. Medley on his alternate number. Lee driving on Bernstein. Finds Stoddard. 3 ball no good as Turley let that ball go out.
Yeah, good way to kind of make sure they don't get any more points off the board after that. And now Tufts is going to get the ball back full court. About 10:37 left, down 2. Look to try to get this game back to a level position here.
As Champion now will drive, pull back, find Turley at the top of the paint. Turley drives, left-handed layup is good. Karen now at the top of the paint, finds Lee. Karen defended by Bernstein. Looking for the little floater, gets that one to go.
Nate Karen's just so well-rounded statistically. Had a 7.36 line against Kovalskill and leads the team in rebounds and assists.
Bernstein now working on Karen on the other side of the glass. Draws the foul on the floor. It'll be an inbound from underneath the basket as we will make a commentator change. I want to thank Z Millie for his work this evening. Fantastic job. As we will welcome back Molly Sullivan and Max Druckman to the broadcast in just one moment. As Champions 3 ball, can't get that one to go. Molly and Max, what have you been seeing in the second half so far?
It seems like a back and forth game right now, for sure. For every Williams basket, it seems like Tufts is ready to come back with the next one. But I do see Tufts' energy right now just seems to outlast Williams. And I think that might serve them well in the later minutes of the game.
Reach and foul there called on Prowett Smith.
Energy is a good word to use. Both teams going fast-paced up and down the court right now. Champion has the hot hand. I think the Jumbos should keep feeding him. He's had a great start. Looks like he's checking out now. But definitely a close game as we go into the last quarter here.
Yeah, and Champion, the only one from Tufts in doubles right now. Williams with 2 in Nate Karen and Brandon Riffley.
Coach Linton screaming at the defense as Lee looked to do something on the offensive side. Prowett Smith back into the game, finds Karen down low. Prowett Smith finds Ruffley. Ruffley kicks it out to Dinkins. As that 3 ball is good. As the East will call a timeout here as they take the 3-point lead.
Nice shot there by Dinkins on the fadeaway. He had Dieterle right in his face. That's a tough shot to make, but a big one for the East, who now lead by 3.
And elsewhere in the NESCAC this evening, we have 4 games going on. Amherst and Wesleyan are playing in a tight game, 54-45. Conn College has a sound lead on Bowdoin, 49-31. Middlebury also has a sound lead on Bates, 47-25. And Trinity looks like they will take the one against Hamilton, 69-42. But still 7 minutes left in that game. Looking forward to the scores around the NESCAC tonight, but a close game here in Medford.
We'll take a short break, be right back here on JumboCast. And welcome back to JumboCast as we get set for the final 8 minutes and 32 seconds of regulation play. As the Jumbos will inbound to Maracas. Gets it back from McLaren, finds Jamesi. McLaren now in the corner, finds Bernstein down low, working on Arnold. Bernstein getting a fistful of jersey from Arnold. The ref's calling that one plain as day.
I like what the Jumbos did there. They come out in a stack. Maracas brings the ball up the court. He gives it to Bernstein, who gives it right back, and then they disperse. But the end game is still the same. They want the ball in Bernstein's hands down low, and they get the call there.
As Bernstein gets it down low, finds McLaren. Maracas now with 7 to shoot, drives through some contact. Bernstein trying to flush it back, but the basket will not count as the blocking foul charged against Roughly. As Maracas will take 2 shots now.
And it almost looks like Prowett, Smith, and Dinkins are chasing Tufts guards around the court, coming off screens. Tufts coming off screens super fast.
First shot good. Second one also good as this lead is cut down to 1.
Tufts with a strong press here, but Alex Lee will break.
As Lee finds Arnold. Dinkins drives low. Left-handed layup is good.
Dinkins went all the way around the world just to curl it in with the left. Good play by the Eves there, and an easy 2 points to extend their lead.
And that puts Dinkins in double digits. Williams now with 3 players in doubles.
As that 3 ball from Jay to Turley, nothing but net as this game is once again tied. Just over 7 minutes left.
It's an exciting 7 minutes to go.
As the crowd getting back into it. It's Dinkins driving, defended well. Arnold's long 3, can't get it to go as the Jumbos look to take the lead.
The Jumbos with impressive balance scoring here.
As the layup from Maracas is good.
Balance serving them well. That's Maracas' 10th point. Now she joins champions in double digits, but the Jumbos need to score from all players right now if they want to win this game.
Prowett Smith finds Lee, defended by McLaren. Roughly drives baseline, looking for an open man. Prowett Smith wide open 3, just rims out. Dinkins now, defended by DeTurley. DeTurley being called for the blocking foul, and he's not too pleased with that. He's got to be careful here. You don't want to get teed up.
And I will say I am surprised to not see Kai Champion in the game right now. He is their leading scorer, and although he didn't start the game, he has been the best player on the floor tonight for the Bows, in my opinion. But he's not in foul trouble or anything, still not on the floor, so we'll see if he gets more minutes soon or if he's going to sit.
Looks like he's being rested for crunch time. They know they're going to need him in the final 2 to 3 minutes here down the stretch.
As Cooley will give it back to Prowett Smith, gets it back. 13 to shoot. Hansen looking for a man as he turns it over into the arms of Turley. McLaren now drives, gives it back to Turley. Bernstein calling for it as Maracas fakes the drive. Maracas still with it. Crosses back, crosses again, finds Jamesi. Jamesi through contact, can't get it to go. Bernstein the layup, and out of bounds call. Jumbos will retain possession with 20 on the clock.
And Williams is playing man defense, but their help defense is almost making it seem like a zone. The Bows are driving and seeing 3 players at the rim. They cannot get the rim, so Jamesi has to do it up and under there, and it doesn't go in, but it was a good chance.
Jumbos looking to get their first 2 possession lead of the day as Jamesi gets it down low, finds Bernstein. Maracas, contacted by his own player, turns the ball back over to the Eves as Cooley will take it now.
And a turnover on both ends there. I'm sure Kevin App wants better ball control here on this possession.
Garrett now being defended by Bernstein. As Lee can't find anyone, eventually gets the ball to Hansen. Wide open three from Dinkins is good as the Eves retake the lead.
And Hansen there saving from a third straight possession in the game. And a nice shot from Dinkins.
And as you mentioned, Max, looks like Kai Champion will be set to check back into this game, I'd assume for the rest of regulation at least.
Dinkins with a nice shot there. Like we said, he has not really started a ton of games, but he's at 13 points for the Eves right now. He's making some clutch shots down the stretch. They are definitely valuing his contribution off the bench.
Mess gets a rebound back, fresh 20. McLaren's wide open three. Can't quite get it to go as a side disappointment rings out in Cousins.
We've reached the point where every shot is hold your breath territory. That's the type of game we want to see down the stretch.
Fantastic turnout on Friday night here at Tufts. Dinkins now driving on Bernstein, gets that one to go. The timeout will be called.
And Kevin App is fired up right now. That's a good stretch of play for his team. 3-point lead. They're in a better spot than they were a few minutes ago.
Dinkins once again, now he's up to 15. He shows no fear going right around Bernstein. I think something we go back to, as Molly said, Williams is playing man defense, but it's acting more like a zone due to the constant switch. And as of now, they are helping to cover up Bernstein. They're kind of swarming him down in the post. They're not letting him get the ball as much recently, and I think that's what's keeping this game close because the momentum is kind of swinging the Jumbo's way at this point.
And we will be back in just a moment for the final 4 minutes and 23 seconds of this game. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here on JumboCast for the final 4 minutes of this game. Jumbo's down by 3. As Medley will find to Turley, down to Jamesi. Desperate for a bucket as they nearly avoid a turnover. Kai Champion's 3 ball, can't get that to go. As the East will look to increase their lead.
Jamesi only had 5 points. Obviously in a close game, the Jumbos would like to see him get the ball in his hands more and convert some of his chances, as he is their star man.
It's Cooley's layup, no good. Sky Champion gets that one, fights through some heavy contact, will draw 2 shots from the line.
And I think that's the benefit of having Kai Champion on your team. He's one of the fastest players on the floor, and he's always pushing the ball up the court and fearless to the rim.
Doing great things on both ends of the floor. They're causing the turnover and then immediately screaming for the ball, going up for a layup, drawing some hard contact. Now he's at the line shooting 2.
Prowett Smith will re-enter the game for the Eves, replacing Sammy Cooley. Second shot is good as the lead sits at 2 for Williams. As Champion nearly forces yet another turnover.
Kai Champion taking matters into his own hands here. It's fun to watch.
Sprout Smith will direct some traffic. Getting it back from Karen. Karen now in the baseline cut. Looking for Lee. Dinkins drives middle. Shot blocked by John Medley as he'll look to push the pace.
That's a good possession from Williams, although they don't get a basket out of it. 3 bounce passes, and now, of course, it's Kai Champion on the other end. Now he's up pressing. Currently cannot be stopped.
What else do you expect at this point from the Jumbos? He ties the game, going up with the left hand, beating 2 men in the air.
As once again the 2-man game from Prowett Smith and Lee. 15 to shoot. Prowett Smith double teamed. Another double team coming. Jumbos showing some defensive intensity as the corner 3 from Dinkins airballs as Turley takes it now in a tie game with under 2.5, really getting down to crunch time.
And in a 3-2 zone, the corner 3 is the 3 you're always going to give up.
As the wide open 3 from John Medley can't get it to go, but Jamesi with the rebound finds Turley, fresh 20 on the clock.
The Jumbos gave up the corner 3 down here, but Dinkins airballs. That's the hardest 3 to take on the court. They're happy to give that one up in their zone and go the other way.
Champion now being double teamed as that ball will be out of bounds. Will stay with the Jumbos. Jumbos fans wanting a foul call, but they'll have to settle for possession with 4 to shoot.
Like you said, Molly, that's a trade-off they're willing to give up. If they can confine the Eves to behind the arc, they'll take that.
Turley's 3, rebound. Jamesi will gain it as jump ball called, and possession will stay with the Jumbos.
Scott Jamesi got in a wrestling match down there. Keeps the ball off the jump ball for the Jumbos, putting his body on the line. That's what you love to see down the stretch. Electric atmosphere here with 1 minute 50 seconds to go.
And for me personally, this is an atmosphere I've not quite seen in Cousins since perhaps the NCAA games last March. As the timeout will be called, both teams wanting to talk it over for the final 110 seconds of this game. Potentially a regulation, given how close this game has been.
And Williams is really fighting here to keep their undefeated in-conference schedule. That is a big deal for them, and I'm sure they're feeling that pressure right now. Tufts with a little less pressure on them. You know, this win kind of puts them on the table. They're sitting at 8th. This win brings them kind of up, puts them on a streak, but Williams, they have everything to lose right now. So I think Tufts has a little bit of an advantage in that sense, but we'll see how it ends up.
I agree, and like you said, Molly, Tufts has nothing to lose at this point. They're so far down the NESCAC standings as to where they were at the start of the season. The only way they can go is up. Williams has more to lose here, and you're definitely seeing that, and I think in the way they're playing right now. Tufts definitely has more intensity, fighting for loose balls, pressing high up the court, not breaking that press. I think Williams gets a little static, especially when they see that zone. They're moving the ball around, being calculated, but they kind of freeze, and that's why they're missing a lot of shots. That's why we're not seeing a big divide between the score in the final minute here.
And this game, much more exciting than Williams-Tufts' last matchup last year on January 27th. Tufts won 71-50, so excited to be here in Cousins with a much closer game.
It's about as good as it gets, all we could ask for on a Friday night. 57-57, here we go.
Jumbos now coming out of the timeout. For what it's worth, Williams College right now does have 1 foul to give before Tufts is shooting in the bonus. Tufts themselves having committed 4 fouls, still a little ways to go before Williams is automatically shooting.
Look for the ball to find Champion here in the end. He's the hot hand.
Turley gets it now, right as of the moment. The long 2 is good for Jay Turley. Alex Lee now brings it up as Kevin App calls a timeout on the other side of the floor. Down 2.
We're seeing very little bench action right now. from both teams, but it's kind of a constant from the game. Neither team really relied on their bench players that much. There's still a handful of players from both teams that haven't seen minutes this game yet, so no surprise. Obviously, it's a close game. Neither coach is going to sub in a lot of players, but not a lot of players seeing minutes tonight.
Yeah, and Turley there, settling for a mid-range. Not an easy shot by any means, but it's certainly a fadeaway. I think we're going to see that down the stretch. Williams especially was shooting a lot of three-pointers early on. I think that is going to be cut down in exchange for some high-percentage two-point shots, just to keep it a close game, not wasting any possessions. I think that's what both coaches are telling their sides right now.
As this full timeout continues, we'll take a short break. I know you aren't going anywhere with 89 seconds to go in a two-point game. We'll be right back. And we're back here in Cousins Gymnasium for the final 89 seconds. As Lee takes the inbound pass from Prowett-Smith. Defended by Champion. Two-man game still going. Minute 20 left.
Tough zone freezing up Williams right now. They haven't really had a lot of passes, but here's a drive.
And that ball is turned over. Champion just able to stay in bounds off the fingertips of Nate Karen. Jumbo ball.
Champion takes possession there. Like we said, the Eves are static. That was a two-man game between Prowett-Smith and Lee. They had nowhere to go with the ball. Kai Champion takes advantage, claims the ricochet, and the Jumbos keep possession here. This is a big possession. They can make it a two-score game.
Javesi talking things over with Champion as he gets ready to inbound to Turley. Jamesi looking for the cut from Champion as we take under 1 minute to go here in Cousins. Bernstein to Medley. No foul call in that contact. 10 to shoot. Turley's got to do something with it. Drives, finds Jamesi. Jamesi can't get the layup to go, but draws the foul with 45 seconds to go.
And Dinkins is shocked there that he got the foul. I'm not quite so sure myself. Obviously, the refs have a better view of it from down low. Not sure if he got all ball there, but GMSC will go to the line. They're up by 2, and he will shoot 2.
I agree. It wasn't the clearest contact, but you'll take it if you're Scott Jamesi, especially considering he's only got 5 points so far today. They kind of left him open there to make the cut to the basket as he sinks the first free throw to make it a 3-point game.
Jumbos would love a 2-possession lead right now, as the East would be very close to having to foul. As he can't get it to go, but the rebound tipped by Bernstein. The Jumbos regain possession as they will be able to take another 17 seconds off the clock as Champion gets fouled by Nate Karen, and Champion will be shooting 1 and 1.
The atmosphere is pretty electric, but if you look over at the Williams bench, it's definitely not. Kevin App not happy with that lack of a rebound. You can't always control if you're going to get the foul call or not. Dinkins says you can't control, but you can control getting that rebound, and that is a big mistake for the Eves.
Great point there. Gymnesi just out-hustled everybody else, and with less than a minute to go in a close game, you can't let that happen if you're the Eves.
First shot no good, but Bernstein grabs the rebound, and they'll be forced to foul again as Medley will now take a chance at the line. 8th foul on the Eves. Medley will shoot 1 and 1, hoping for a better result.
John Medley earning the trust of Brandon Linton down the stretch here. As we said, he's a first-year student, but he's getting some crunch time minutes. He's being trusted to make big shots like he's going to take right now at the free throw line.
Medley's shot is good, and the lead goes to 4.
Medley shoots 85% from the free throw line. No surprise he's going to make it there, but he did miss a few early in the night.
As the gym quiets down for the second Medley shot. Is good. It's a timeout immediately called by Brandon Linton. As now with 33 seconds to go, it's desperation time for the East.
Medley follows through there. In the words of Grant Williams, he makes them both. That makes it a 2-possession game. Brandon Linton must be happy with his first year there at the line. Tufts now just has to stand strong in the defensive end, something they've had a lot of success with in the last 5 minutes, especially down the stretch. Eves have to score quickly, which is something they have not been able to do. They don't have much time left on the clock. They've got to score quickly and get back on defense.
And if I'm Alex Lee or Cole Prout-Smith bringing the ball down right now, I'm not looking forward to what we're about to face. Tufts zone has been lethal all night. They've had to shoot corner three-pointers, which is the last shot you want. Right now they want an easy 2 or a 3. They do not want to have a frozen passing, and they need to play quick. They need to play quick.
There's no time for back and forth. You just got to go straight to the hoop.
On the floor for the East right now will be Prout-Smith, Alex Lee, Noah Dinkins, Brendan Ruffley, and Nate Karen, as the Jumbos will look to Champion, Medley, McLaren, Bernstein, and Jamesi to see out this game, as Champion basically playing cornerback on Lee. As Lee getting double teamed, has to get it over the line, taking way too much time, nearly with the shot clock, the time violation. The long 3 won't go as Bernstein gets the rebound, gets to the Champion, and what will they call? East ball as Champion stepped out of bounds.
Lee did exactly what he shouldn't have done right there. Took too long to get past half court. Set up Prout-Smith for a low percentage shot. Luckily for the East, they get the ball back, but not a great offensive possession there.
Now with half the time they had going into this possession. As Karen gets it up top, the baseline drive from Ruffley is short. McLaren gets the rebound, and the two-hand touch foul from Lee will send McLaren to the line to potentially ice this game, as the Jumbos can feel this statement win in their grasp.
You know, I'm a little surprised no timeout call there. Ball was out of bounds. Kevin F has 2 timeouts left. Could have set up a play, but you know, if they make that 2-pointer, then he wants to save those timeouts for later.
The first shot, no good. 8 seconds now for the East, needing 2 buckets. Karen, the long 3 is no good. Jamesi will hold, and that is it as the Jumbos knock off the previously undefeated in the conference East, as the Jumbos take this one 62-57. Molly and Max, what a game. Your thoughts?
That was incredible. Williams comes in to Tufts, undefeated in the NESCAC, and ends up losing by 5 after leading most of the game. The Jumbos did a great job after falling behind by double digits in the first half. They set up their zone well. They froze the Eves. They could not create meaningful offensive possessions that put them in a position to get the ball in the hands of people like Kai Champion, who score, and that's how you win ball games.
Yeah, Kai Champion putting in the work tonight. Obviously, we knew he was going to perform. Player that I was surprised by, John Medley, getting minutes late in the game. Someone that Brandon Linton is trusting. Future is bright for him. Looking forward to see what he's going to do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, depth really shining for the Jumbos. Jamesi didn't have a great game, but in terms of Medley and Champion and Bernstein, they show they can score from other facets of their team, and they scored meaningful baskets. That's how you win, through depth and sharing the ball.
That may be the end of this game, but it is not the end of our time tonight on JumboCast. We will try to get you an interview from Tufts star of the game, Kai Champion, as it looks like we'll have to wait a few minutes longer.
He's a man in demand.
Actually, no, he's coming up right now, as we will look to get you an interview in just a few seconds. We'll be back here on JumboCast. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Welcome back to JumboCast. I'm here with star of the game for Tufts, Kai Champion. Kai, 18 points tonight. What was the mentality that allowed you guys to win this close game?
I mean, just sticking with it. I mean, they came out, they punched first, but we knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew wasn't just going to be something we could just walk through. So all these NESCAC games are tough. They're back and forth. So we just knew we had to be resilient and stick with it, play our game.
What was the huddle like when you guys were down 14 in the first half, needing to mount a huge comeback?
It was regular. I mean, I wouldn't say anybody was too pressed. It was early in the game. We knew we had a lot of time, and we know how good we are as a team. So we knew that we had enough in our rotation to come back.
And now, having beaten the previously undefeated in the NESCAC East, what is the mentality going into tomorrow's game versus Middlebury and the rest of this NESCAC schedule?
Mentality is just one game at a time. I mean, that's all we want to do. We know we're getting back to the way we played, the way we were playing in the beginning of the season when we were 10-0, and we know what we have. So we just got to stay at it in practice, challenge each other, and one game at a time. That's it.
Well, thank you, Kai. It was a pleasure to call this game tonight, pleasure to watch. We'll be back tomorrow on JumboCast for men's basketball action versus Middlebury. We'll see you then. As always, from JumboCast, I want to thank the rest of my crew tonight, Max Antonini directing, Stephanie Ying, and Zachary Miller on the cameras, Molly Sullivan and Max Druckman alongside me on the mics. I've been Justin Loker. From all of us here at JumboCast, stay home safely.